Hello, everyone. My name is Kieran. Welcome to this little open discussion podcast type video. And we decided to go down a different route of talking this video. Originally, we were going to do a video involving more senior players and the kind of team that we've got now. But we've decided instead to talk about the bringing up of youth players that we would have seen previously, but also mentioned in the Undy game, which happened a couple of days ago. So I think the first player that we're going to go into, and I think this is one that we're all going to be talking about months into this season, is that of Kiban Rai. Started in, I believe, the second half of the Undy game. Yet he was in the second half and he scored 2 goals in the 4-0 win. And it seems that he had obviously a good performance from those goals, but from what I've seen of Newport fans, everything else, the finishes were very composed and that of what you expect from a senior player. So, Rose, do you think that Rai has the ability to kind of go into the first team next season?
Almost definitely. At the rate that he's been progressing, since I first saw him play in season just gone, it's been a short period of time, and the improvement from Rai has been quite noticeable. I feel like the first couple of games he played, he was understandably quite nervous, which, could cause slip-ups and stuff, but he's more composed now, and he can put the ball in the net and has created chances for Newport and has, finished these chances. And I feel like if he continues to progress at the rate he is, he could definitely start for us more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree. And I also forgot to mention in the interview that, of course, I'm joined by Rose here. I'll put it in the description. I did forget to say that in the intro. But yeah, I like what you've mentioned about Rai there. In the first few games that he played, albeit he maybe played 4 minutes in each one of these games, he didn't get much of a chance. But we definitely saw promise in him from those very small cameo appearances and made his kind of senior debut start, whatever you want to say, for the first team against Crew on the final day of last season. So in that game, I know you weren't there, but from what we all saw and what we all said, we were very impressed with the kind of mentality he had shown and the ability that he had to almost fit really comfortably into the first team. So it's very promising. It's good that now we can kind of see him progressing into the first team and getting involved against Undy. So yeah, it's a level of very much promise for that of Kiban Rai in particular. Of course, having all this media coverage for, I believe, being the first player from Nepal to sign a contract with a kind of professional EFL club, or maybe it was a professional club. I don't know what it was, but it was somewhere along those lines. And with that came media coverage, and with that we got to see his mentality, the way he kind of spoke to the media about his ambitions going into next season. And it seems he's got ambitions, but more importantly, he had a very good mindset. He was at a level of not getting too big-headed and all this other stuff, and he definitely had the mentality that you'd want in a player that is not only rising up the ranks, but potentially to be an important player next season. Of course, another, maybe not youth player necessarily, maybe just a first teamer now, just had his first competitive senior loan spell. Harrison Bright was involved in the game against Undy where we won 4-0. And yeah, I mean, we've seen that Cameron Norman has departed the club now to MK Dons, which was expected news, but unfortunate nonetheless. And Harrison Bright is the player that kind of most Newport fans are saying he'll find his way into the system and he'll be the one to potentially replace Harrison Bright. And I think I'm one of the people to agree with that, because I don't think naturally there's many players that play in that position. I don't think there's much competition that we have. Will that be a thing that we can amend with signings? Potentially, but I think it's promising that, you know, we've got players that have come through the academy and are now getting their chance to appear in the first team. It's a promising thing, a very good look for the club. It gives potential to you know, bring more youth players into the first team and get more people around the Newport area into football. So we even saw that on the game against Undy, where we had, I don't know his first name, but as said by the Newport County AFC Academy page on Twitter, was that Moses appeared in the first team against Undy at 15 years of age, which is absolutely remarkable. To get the first team experience at that age is it's very promising. It gives, again, a good look for the future in Newport. Rose, just wondering, what was your kind of opinions? Is this one that can kind of build more players to do this in the future? Because we've had players appear at this age, one being Sonny Lewis back in 2020, but is this now a good look for the youth academy, and is it something that we can kind of develop on in future?
I think it's really great that we're bringing more players up from the youth academy. It's giving more. I feel like it's giving more hope to those that, you know, like even the younger ones. They think, oh, you know, they're bringing people up from the youth academy. Maybe I might have a chance doing football, you know. And I just think it's brilliant that we've got the people from such a young age and we're being able to develop them so far to the point they're playing in the first team. I really do think that it's a great thing that we've brought Rai and Bright up, and look at Rai, look at how well he's doing. You know, all of the youth academy players do have potential to develop as far as Rai has so far. Rai's obviously got more to develop, but I do think it's really great that 15, you know, that experience in the first team is priceless. No other kid his age would have done anything like what he's doing now. I think it's really great that he's gone on to do it.
I mean, yeah, it definitely gives, like you said, the hopes that people even younger than him, people in the academy set up alongside him, will now have that knowing that they can be involved in the first team and that they could go on to play. And even with youth academy players, someone we're expecting to be part of the senior team, Nathan Wood was originally a prospect of the Newport Academy. Unfortunately, didn't make it, but during his time at Pennybone, he developed as a player, and now he's back. So it goes to show that a football career is something that, you know, you can definitely get into, and this is a good look from the youth academy, that even if you don't make it the first time round, you can do what Nathan Wood's done, go over to maybe the Welsh leagues, develop yourself as a player, and then you can get the chance later down the line. But it's a very promising thing having all these youth academy players feature in this game. I understand that Undy is an annual game that we're expected to win, and it's one that, I don't know, maybe you could say it's not the most competitive game in the world. No disrespect to Undy, of course, but there's a very clear depth and quality between the two teams. But regardless, it's first team experience. You can see how they kind of could fit into the team, and I guess we could only hope that it continues going into the rest of the preseason games that we've got coming up. One being Pontypridd tomorrow, Pontypridd, whatever you want to call them. That's coming up tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make that one because I realised it's a bit of a late kickoff for me to be able to get there and back, unfortunately. But it should be another opportunity for, who knows, maybe different youth academy players. I know there were 3 of them on the bench in one of the halves against Undy, and I believe they were subbed on at one point. So it gives promise again that there is a lot of youth academy players featuring for the first team, and there's a lot of potential to grow this youth academy into something that not only gives us first team players, but the opportunity to, I don't know, develop them, and they can become great footballers who go on to big things that we've seen with players before that have played at this level. So yeah, like we said, it's very promising. It's a very good look, especially with that of we know Kiban, Rai and Harrison Bright will get pretty much guaranteed to be in or about the first team, regardless, unless huge changes are made, injuries, whatever else. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say on it. Rose, do you have anything else that you'd like to kind of input on it?
Yeah, actually, I just want to go back to Rai for a minute, because you waffle so much.
All right.
You were talking about how he in the game Undy, he was very calm and composed when he scored his 2 goals. I think having a level-headed striker is game changing, because the second they give it, actually, what, I'm a bit full of myself. The second that mindset comes about, there is so much room for slippage, whatever you want to call it, but being able to keep like the mindset calm, composed, and I think it's very crucial. In a striker. Stumbling my words. Yeah,
Striker.
but I really hope that Rai can keep up the progression and keep the mindset steady as he progresses.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It isn't even just a striker. You want everyone on your team to be in the same mental headspace and kind of have that ambition and level-headedness that if something does go wrong, that you have the opportunity to come back from it. So it's good to know that someone at the age of Kiban Rai has that mentality that we've seen in the press, we've seen on the field. So it's very promising, and yeah, it's a mentality you hope that not even just youth players, you hope senior players have throughout the entirety of their careers. So yeah, unless you have anything else you want to add there, I think that's about all I have to kind of input on this. But overall, it is a very positive thing that the academy prospects are getting opportunities in the first team.
Yep, that's all from me.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think there's going to be potentially another video that I may do in the next couple of days, just talking about potential signings we could need. But other than that, if you have any more video ideas that me and Rose could do, or that we've got, we can get extra guests onto this kind of open discussion podcast type thing, let us know in the comments. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Trying to hit 100 by the start of the new season. Could potentially do it. It could be a bit of a stretch, but we'll see how it goes. Other than that, like I said, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, take care.